Alright, so Black Clover Chapter 270, the official release is out, and today we are here to go over the chapter and talk about things that we may have missed, and also go over and explain Nacht Devil Transformation, which I think is top tier, right next to Xenos for me. And the crazy thing about it, that this could be one of 4 Devil Transformations from Nacht. But before we dive in deep with Nacht Devil Transformation, let's talk about the highlights that happened in this chapter. So, for starters, after we saw Asta defeat the Anti Magic Devil Liebe, these shackles just appear around his collar. And Nacht tells Asta that the preparations for the devil binding rituals are now completed, and from this position, Asta has dominance against his devil. Liebe has no right to refuse, and just by the mere thought of obey me, Liebe will be obedient to Asta and listen to every command. Now, there were some people that was wondering, why did the shackles just suddenly appear? And if we go back to chapter 267, when Nacht was telling Asta to be serious fighting his devil, or unless you will end up just another skeleton sitting up on the altar of the people who failed their devil binding ritual, we seen a photo of people in the past that tamed their devils and bind them as well. And we seen the same shackles that's around Liebe, they were on this picture as well on their devils. When Asta saw that photo, he said to himself, isn't this forbidden magic? And he had this disturbed look on his face, so it makes sense for, in this chapter, the same thing happened to Liebe in this chapter, so I like this callback that's about to play here. However, upon hearing the contract details from Nacht that your devil will have no free will and they will have to follow every order from you, Asta refuses. He then asks Liebe to be his friend, and Nacht replies saying that, are you going to make an equal contract with your devil? And Asta said yes, because he is the reason why he came this far. He helped him a lot, and it's all thanks to him. When Asta fought Liebe, we seen the true skill set that he has as a swordsman and his base power. No devil powers whatsoever against Liebe. Even though Liebe was holding back and not trying to kill Asta, Asta still showed that he has more experience and a better fighter, and since Asta has no mana, Liebe's anti-magic wouldn't affect Asta whatsoever, and that's why Asta won. But at the same time, if they're going against somebody with magic, Asta is going to need Liebe's anti-magic, while Liebe is going to need Asta's swordsmanship. This is why Asta wants to make an equal contract with Liebe. He said he wants to know more about him because up until this point, he didn't know a single thing. And if you notice, throughout the chapter, the more Asta spoke to Liebe about being his friend and being his equal, the shackles started to disappear. This was Asta verbally making a contract to Liebe while Liebe slowly accepting the contract. Asta tells Nacht that he doesn't want to make a devil binding, he wants to make a devil friending, which I thought was very funny because we see that Nacht's devil responds saying that this guy is an idiot. Like, it's very silly that another devil is telling Asta that he's stupid for trusting another devil. The irony there. However, Gimodelo is the most outgoing and outspoken devil we've seen so far, so I wasn't surprised for him to say this. Asta then reaches his hand out and he tells Liebe, let's crush the bad guys together. And this is something that I wanted to see more of a response from Liebe in this chapter, because the shackles disappearing from Liebe's neck, showing that he fully accepts the term. I think it would have been awesome, since Liebe has been inside the grimoire connected to Asta for over a year and 6 months. It would have been nice to see that all the memories that he had dealing with Asta, and also the times that he helped Asta. It would have been cool to see that Liebe brought up the fact of what happened in the Witch Forest arc. It can bring up the fact that the first time we met face to face, I've been trying to take over your body, and ever since then, and now you're trying to make a contract where both of us share the power and it's an even split. You truly don't know me yet. I think that would have been a very more emotional moment right there, because we know why Asta is accepting Liebe, and we know why Liebe is accepting Asta too. We know both of their reasons, but this is a huge moment between 2 characters who are pretty much the most important characters within the series, and maybe Liebe would just caught up guard and he hasn't truly broken his shell yet, especially given the revelations that Asta truly is Licita's child, which pretty much make them brothers in a way. And I'm pretty sure even before this moment, Liebe saw the signs way early on that this kid could be Licita's child. So I truly can't wait when Asta and Liebe actually sit down and have this conversation. And whenever Liebe actually gets down and tell Asta that, hey, I was raised by your mother, and she was the one who gave me my name, Liebe. I believe when Asta finds this out, this is going to make their bonds even stronger, and Asta would definitely ask questions and want to know more about his mother. So after Nacht sees this contract is completed, he tells Asta that he made the right decision. And there were a lot of people in the comment section that felt like Nacht contradicted himself here, because he was disagreeing with this whole contract, but he told Asta that he chose the right decision. And I think that Nacht is pretty much saying along the lines that Asta made the right decision for himself. Not saying that he would do it, but Asta made the right decision for herself, because Asta and Nacht, they are in 2 different situations with their devil powers. And Nacht knows that Asta is a good person and that Liebe was holding back. Asta making this contract with his devil makes a lot of sense. And just like the Dark Triad have their devil marking tattoos, Asta finally has his. Now him and Liebe have matching tattoos, which I thought that was pretty dope. Now, the interesting thing about Nacht right before he transforms into his devil transformation, we see Gimodelo jumps down and says, "We are up." And Nacht jumps down and a portal opens up, and Gimodelo comes back as one of Nacht's demon dogs. And this is a dog because I talked about this in one of my breakdowns before, but to go over quickly again, Nacht's Devils is a representation of a German fairy tale, and it's called The Town Musicians of Bremen, and it's about 4 Asian domestic animals that run away from their master. And these 4 animals consist of a dog, donkey, cat, and a rooster. And if we look at Nacht's demons, all 4 of them have the representation of those animals that I just named. Also, the fact that Nacht's name is also German. So Tabata is doing a direct reference to the Town Musicians of Bremen. So when we see Nacht transform, he is using Gimodelo, who transform into the dog demon, which fused with Nacht's body. And he tells Asta that him and the Anti Magic Devil Liebe, those two, have to defeat him. And we also see the shackles that's around Nacht's neck when he transformed with his devil, which showing us yet again that Nacht's devils are completely bind. And I believe since Nacht transformed into one of his devils in this chapter, and all 4 of them have their own manifestations of their physical bodies, I believe that Nacht has 4 devil transformations and they all will look different. And maybe depending on the transformation, the variations of his devil forms may have all unique abilities of their own, which also shows that Nacht has complete mastery over 4 devils. So this lets us know it's very possible that Nacht did the devil binding ritual 4 times, because I don't think that he bind all 4 of the devils at the exact same time unless this guy just OP. Or it's very possible that upon summoning these devils and making contact with them, maybe they're like a bundle, like getting one, you get all of them, like a DLC pack, you know, like a season pass. I think that's probably what happened in this case. But I think also that Nacht has the ability to transform all his devils into one and fully cloak with all of them, and it can be like a spell trump card, which could potentially be 5 devil transformations, which would be insane. But that is my explanation and also theory of how Nacht's devil transformations can actually work. But it makes sense that he tells Asta and Liebe to fight him, because when he first met Asta and Asta tried to fight him back, Nacht tells Asta that a human who cannot defeat me will never be able to rescue Yami. So he's really trying to push Asta to the limit, and he's dead serious when he said he's trying to make Asta the strongest. He has that capability with Anti Magic. Hopefully we see a similar transformation where Asta can fully cloak with the Anti Magic Devil once he transforms. I think that is very possible. But that is it for this video. If you guys notice, I really didn't show much manga panels in this video. I show more fan art because Shueisha did give me a strike like last week sometimes, and the strike is getting removed in a few days because I did counterclaim it. But for moving forward, if you guys notice that I don't show much manga panels in my videos as far as like chapter reviews, it's because of that, Shueisha. Now when it comes to discussions and explains and theories, the format of that is not going to change. It just, Shueisha can easily detect the chapter reviews because that's what they look for. However, though, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like on it. If you are new to the channel, subscribe with notification bells on. Join my Discord. Follow me on Twitter. That's all in the description. You guys take care of yourself. Have an awesome life. And I'm out.